Welcome back. As you can see, I'm joined now by Chef Joe Baker, who has something delicious in store for us today. What are we gonna make?
Absolutely. So today we're gonna make the most popular dish I've made throughout my entire career, crème brûlée. It's creamy, it's crunchy, it's sweet, it's bitter, and the best thing for everybody today, 3 ingredients. So I have in the pot whole milk.
Okay.
We're gonna start heating that very, very gently. We're looking for a scald. A scald is right under boiling. We want to get everything moving around really nice, but we don't want to burn those fat molecules in there, because everybody knows fat is flavor. Over here we have egg yolks and sugar. Kandace is going to start whisking those together for us. What that's going to do is we're going to start breaking down the egg protein, and we're going to start lightening it up. It should start to get kind of a lemony, pale yellow. This is what the French call blanchet, right? What it means is blanched. Now, our milk, we're gonna stir it just a little bit, because as it sits here, if it's completely stagnant, what'll happen is the fat will go to the bottom and it will scorch. So just by gently stirring it every now and then, we keep everything moving.
Okay.
Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna slowly pour the milk into the yolks, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna temper them. So while Kandace is whisking, I'm gonna gently stream this in. She's gonna incorporate that. And this is raising the temperature of everything so that it will cook evenly in the end. We're liquefying the sugars. We're creating a nice creamy mixture. And you can see crème brûlée is extremely simple.
It smells great too.
Well, thank you. Let's whisk it just a little bit more, make sure everything's in there.
Okay.
It looks fantastic. And then all we have to do is pour this into our ramekin. The ramekin does not need to be sprayed. It doesn't need to be handled in any way. All right, so we've poured our crème brûlée, and you see we have some bubbles on the top. That's going to happen. If we have bubbles and we bake it at a very low temperature, those bubbles are gonna stay there. So just by taking a quick wave of our torch, you'll see we'll get rid of those bubbles just like that. That's all it takes. Next, it goes into, again, a 300-degree oven or a 275-degree oven, whichever one you can monitor more closely, until it settle away. So we're gonna set this in the oven and we'll keep going.
Okay.
All right, so this is what our crème brûlée looks like when it comes out of the oven. So next we're using just regular white table sugar. It doesn't have to be anything fancy at all. I prefer regular white sugar. It's easier to control the temperature. We take a spoon and we just get it on there. And then what we're gonna wanna do is let it kind of level out on its own. We'll tap it, we'll brush off the excess, because what we want is a nice thin layer of sugar. Get it off the bowl. Obviously it'll burn there. And then we're ready. Next we're gonna take our torch, and Kandace, I'm gonna let you take this.
Okay.
All right, so the first pass, you should use the torch way out here.
Okay.
Now your first couple of passes is actually just to gently heat up the sugar. We're not trying to brûler anything yet. And you can tell, Kandace, that it goes a little faster than you think it would. The flame is perfectly strong enough for this.
What about when it starts to get those bubbles like that?
Absolutely.
Is that okay?
Those bubbles are where we're actually getting the caramel starting to form. That's a great sign for us. We're gonna keep torching that section and then try and get it all that way so that it all looks even. And then we'll keep moving it around to where we glaze the entire surface of the custard. Okay. Beautiful. Now, the key to a really delicious crème brûlée is you need to have a thick sugar coating. That way you can crack through it and you get that delicious crunch. That looks fantastic. Beautiful color, 3 simple ingredients, but as always, the proof is in the tasting.
All right. So glad I get to do the honors. Oh wow, it really is thick.
That's how it should be. We want a good crunch to contrast with that custard underneath.
Delicious.
Right? And you made it right here, super easy. I fully recommend everybody try this recipe.
Absolutely. I love how easy it is.
Well, thanks
so much, Joe. This was
course.
awesome.